Man, you know how many times I got turned down for a date? Oh, yeah, I got turned down several times. You know, hey, your loss, you'll see.
Mr. Shannon Sharp.
I'm attracted to an alpha male. I don't care. He has to be the strong male in the room. He has to be that male that all the other males look up to and want to be. Like I said, I'm all about, I look at him as a cool friend.
When you see Shannon Sharp, what comes to mind first? As a great performer, a former professional athlete, or just a tough guy in general? Though it seems Nicole Murphy has a completely different sense of who he is, regular folks would assume this. Indeed. The actress and model is, as the name implies, Eddie Murphy's ex-partner, and it appears she has not quite been able to find someone else who is quite like him since their breakup. She chose Shannon Sharp as the object to make that clear, by coincidence. How was that accomplished by her?
A man who has his stuff together, who's on point, who's a strong male figure, who can, like I said, people respect and admire. That's my type of man.
Nicole has recently taken aim at one of the most popular YouTubers right now. The model seems to think Sharp is not a man enough to deal with her. Since the man is a gorgeous and extremely affluent man, that does seem a little weird from a distance, but it seems Nicole got to see a side of him that the outside public was unaware of. Specifically, what has she said about their relationship?
Win my heart? Hey, who knows? But I do like a guy that, I'm a little spoiled, I ain't gonna lie.
The mother of Eddie Murphy's children recently participated in an interview wherein she discussed Sharp. Given how dissimilar their professional trajectories are, you may be wondering why Sharp's name was even mentioned in those discussions in the first place. It turns out that Sharp has been discussing her on his show for some time.
I can't remember ever being turned down for a date.
That's okay.
I don't know. I just can't remember.
But the lucky was that, hey.
Was that Murphy's turn to appear? It is true that many women may not find it very impressive when a man frequently pays them compliments on his widely watched show. But Nicole's relationship appears to have gone much beyond this.
I like a guy that can treat me like a queen and do certain things, I'm just used to a certain type of male.
We know this because the model provided some eerily detailed information about what appeared to be her and Sharp's connection when she spoke about him in the interview. And judging from her glowing remarks about Eddie Murphy, Sharp is not her favorite former boyfriend.
I support whatever he does. I look up to him. He's a great man. And like I said, we got them 5 beautiful babies.
Even if it would appear that the attacks are restricted to hypothetical events from their relationship, the events over the last few weeks have shown that Shannon Sharp may be the focus of a smear campaign. This is hardly a coincidence then, in terms of timing.
This person that you've become, more equipment or artillery is being shot at you.
Yeah.
Or is he simply not the big, scary, tough guy everyone thought he would be based on his appearance? Was his ex, Nicole Murphy, a tool employed to get to him by the business heavyweights he has been criticizing with his show? We can assure you, however, that the Shannon Sharp you are going to meet is going to be considerably different from the one you are familiar with.
I like my women like basketball, one-on-one, and as little dribbling as possible.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard you
Yeah,
say
so all that right there, all that, they don't.
His stats from his pro football career were impressive. 815 receptions, 10,060 yards, 62 touchdowns, 8 Pro Bowl choices from his peers. He became one of the best talkers in the game over his 14 seasons of vocal presence. Long before it became his profession, Sharp's personality also made him a television celebrity. However, that does not seem to be nearly enough in comparison to Nicole Murphy's ex. Let us go back a little to make the story make sense. If you were familiar with Shannon Sharp in 2017, when he was still relatively unknown, you undoubtedly enjoyed skipping his commentary because of his candid and outspoken views, especially when it came to sports politics. However, the 56-year-old Super Bowl champion and member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame was not just vocal about that at the time. He made it known to the world that he had feelings for Nicole Murphy for several months that year.
That's like saying, take Nicole Murphy and Halle Berry at their best looking appearance. Hey, they always look good.
She is heaped like laundry in a dorm room and finer than a frog's hair, according to him. He even promised to adopt her last name and give her all of his Fox money. It is amusing, even though it could be a little thirsty. Yes, and it appeared to be successful. After all, Sharp got to spend time with Murphy when they met in November 2017 at a flywheel class. After taking his shot over the previous few months, the two took a post-mortem picture to announce to the world that he had succeeded in scoring. He toasted to this encounter on Undisputed this morning with his favorite mild-flavored black cigar.
I won't even get on these woods this early because it's real early in the morning. Hey, Healy, can you put that photo up? This is what I really celebrate, Skip.
Oh, God.
Healy, you got that picture? That's what I really celebrate.
Fans were going crazy over Sharp's response upon finally meeting the woman he would talked so highly of. Someone commented, "As long as you guys got them Grammy gift bags at the wedding, Shannon Murphy got a nice ring to it." Others saw Shannon's response as the necessary reminder to acknowledge Nicole's beauty. Like, really, Nicole Murphy does not get talked about enough, the individual in question wrote. I realized that when Shannon Sharpe began to feel thirsty, people began to notice. But really, Nicole Murphy and Halle Berry. Since Sharpe, a former athlete, was rumored to have been seeing a lady called Katie Kellner at the time, it was unclear at the time where things would end up. As it happens, it did lead to somewhere. Nicole Murphy also said that it was not quite the fairy tale that everyone else had imagined. When the woman talked about their meeting in the interview, she first clarified that, according to Sharpe's account, they had simply happened to run into each other.
I ran into Shannon Sharpe for the first time. I was going to a spin class.
Okay.
And it turned out he was there taking the class too. Now, somebody's saying that about you, I was flattered. I look at him as a cool friend. I don't know. Like I said, I'm all about chemistry, and if you can make them sparks, them little fireworks go off, then maybe you got a chance. But I wasn't around him too much. It was just,
Hurt. That must be painful. Everyone was taken aback by the model's remarks because Sharpe looks like someone you would naturally be afraid of. The man is 6 feet 2 inches, 228 pounds, and built like he is ready to fight a battle. It does not get much more manly than that, as most people would certainly agree, but for some reason, this woman did not appear to be drawn to it. Fans, though, have an explanation for that. One individual said, "That just means I like a guy with lots of money," in reference to her statement that she is a little spoilt. Another user said, "LAL, that is the way to my heart. You may try all you want, Shannon, but this is going to end up in the net for you, my friend. You can tell everything there is to know about Nicole Murphy by looking at her past accomplishments and paying attention to what she has to say. Give her some space." While a lot of people would concur with these fans, some seem to think that Nicole's actions and remarks regarding Shannon Sharpe were simply another in a string of attacks that have been made against him recently after he tried to expose the major names in the business. Know why all of this adds up? Because Eddie Murphy, who is 57 years old, was her former husband. Not to cast shade, but you get the idea. Speaking of Eddie, one of the reasons those followers believe Nicole is just chasing a check is because of her marriage to him. And it was still a train wreck, in spite of everything. Eddie Murphy and his former wife, Nicole Mitchell Murphy, have been separated for more than 10 years. Even though they are no longer married, the two have always remained close for the benefit of their family and have openly supported one another throughout the years.